Imagine waking up one morning to the sound of police pounding on your front door. You open it, and within seconds, you're handcuffed. The officers tell you that you're the leader of one of Canada's largest human trafficking organisations. The television stations begin calling you a monster. The newspapers publish your face. Your family becomes a target of public hatred. The police say they have evidence. Enough evidence to prove that you've spent years trafficking women into Canada. But you keep insisting you've never trafficked anyone. Tonight, we are going to talk about one of Canada's most controversial criminal investigations. The story of Pastor Jeon Daegeun. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. Before his name appeared in headlines, Jeon Daegeun lived a life that seemed almost impossible to reconcile with the accusations that would later follow. He was born in South Korea in 1969. While still young, his family immigrated to North America. Faith became a major part of his life. He studied theology. Years later, he earned a doctorate from Duke University, one of the most respected universities in the United States. Friends described him as optimistic, soft-spoken, someone who genuinely enjoyed helping people. In 1994, he became a permanent resident of Canada. Although he had built a new life overseas, he never forgot his Korean roots. He continued serving Korean churches, worked closely with immigrant families, and became involved in helping international students adjust to life in Canada. Eventually, he joined Northern Lights School. The school welcomed students from countries like China, Japan, Brazil, and South Korea. Jeon wasn't just a pastor anymore. He also worked as one of the school's senior administrators, handling admissions, student housing, marketing, and immigration paperwork. To many people, he looked like someone who had dedicated his life to helping others build a better future. No one imagined that within a few years, he would be accused of running an international criminal organization. The story really begins in 2015. At the time, Canadian authorities had launched one of their largest anti-human trafficking operations. The projects carried names like Northern Spotlight, Guardian, and Confidence. Their mission was simple: identify victims, rescue them, and dismantle trafficking networks operating across Canada. Investigators focused heavily on places where vulnerable foreign nationals often gathered, like massage businesses, hotels, rental apartments, language schools, and private colleges. Anywhere traffickers might recruit or hide victims. Northern Lights School naturally attracted attention. Hundreds of international students passed through every year. Some arrived without family. Some barely spoke English. Many depended entirely on the school for housing and immigration support. For investigators, it was the kind of environment worth examining. Then, something unexpected happened. In March 2015, police obtained access to several phones belonging to women working in the sex trade. Investigators weren't interested in the women themselves. They wanted to identify the people controlling them. The pimps, the recruiters, the organizers. As officers monitored incoming calls, one phone rang, then another, and another. The same number kept appearing. Every call traced back to one man: Pastor Jeon Daegeun. At first, it could have been coincidence. But investigators soon discovered that his number wasn't connected to just one woman. It appeared across multiple phones. The more they looked, the more suspicious everything became. Police began quietly watching him, reviewing financial records, property ownership, immigration documents, phone activity. Each new discovery seemed to raise even more questions. Investigators then noticed regular money transfers arriving in Jeon's accounts. The payments came from two people named Jae and Renee. Both were already known to police. They were suspected of operating prostitution businesses. To investigators, this looked like the financial trail they'd been waiting for. Soon afterward, Jeon was arrested. Inside the interrogation room, officers laid everything on the table: phone records, bank transfers, connections to suspected traffickers. Then they asked him to explain. Jeon didn't deny knowing Jae and Renee. Instead, he gave a very ordinary explanation. He said he owned an apartment. Jae and Renee rented it. The bank transfers were simply monthly rent payments. Nothing more. It sounded believable. But investigators weren't convinced. If the apartment really was being rented, why were suspected traffickers using it? Why were multiple women connected to prostitution calling Jeon? Why did his name continue appearing alongside immigration paperwork? Police believed they were looking at something much larger. Then another piece of information surfaced. 3 years earlier, a Korean woman had landed at Toronto Pearson International Airport. Immigration officers contacted Jeon directly, and he personally came to collect her. To investigators, this wasn't a pastor helping someone settle into Canada. It looked like someone receiving a new arrival into an organized network. Their suspicions grew stronger. As they searched phones, they discovered messages from Jae and Renee. Neither referred to Jeon by his name. Instead, they called him leader. That single word changed everything. Because now, police weren't looking at a landlord anymore. They believed they had found the man at the top, the alleged organizer. The media quickly caught wind of the investigation. Newspapers began publishing dramatic headlines. Television stations described Jeon as the mastermind behind a sophisticated trafficking operation. His photograph spread across Canada and South Korea. Within days, the respected pastor had become a suspected criminal kingpin. Then came another allegation. According to reports at the time, while in custody, Jeon allegedly tried to influence officers. Some reports claimed he offered entertainment, even introducing them to attractive international students. Investigators viewed this as an attempted bribe. Jeon denied any criminal intent, but public opinion had already begun shifting. Then police made another announcement. They believed Northern Lights School itself was not simply a school. They suspected it had become a front, a place where women entered Canada under the appearance of education before being funneled into prostitution. It was a devastating accusation. Jeon once again denied everything. He explained that the school provided temporary accommodation for newly arrived students. Whenever rooms were empty, they rented them to members of the public. Nothing illegal, nothing secret. He also explained the title leader. He wasn't the leader of a trafficking organization. He was simply the school's chief manager. Employees called him leader because he supervised daily operations. A workplace nickname, nothing more. But investigators saw the same evidence very differently. As they dug deeper, they found large amounts of cash, numerous bank accounts, immigration paperwork, vehicles and property that weren't registered under John's own name. To prosecutors, this looked exactly like someone hiding assets, preparing escape routes, protecting money from investigators. During bail hearings, the judge expressed serious concern. If released, would this man disappear? After all, he had international connections, multiple financial accounts, access to considerable resources. The judge even gave him a nickname, the Ghost of Canada. A man who seemed to exist everywhere, yet leave almost no trace behind. John remained behind bars. Outside prison, his life collapsed with astonishing speed. Northern Light School lost its students. Teachers resigned. Parents withdrew their children. Within months, the school closed. His church distanced itself. Friends stopped calling. The Korean community that had once respected him now whispered his name with disgust. To the public, the case already looked finished. The only question left was how severe his sentence would be. Then, something unexpected happened. In May 2015, 8 other people connected to the investigation stood before the court. Prosecutors had linked them to the same alleged trafficking organization, but one by one, they were acquitted, found not guilty. For the first time, John allowed himself to believe that maybe the evidence against him wasn't as strong as everyone believed. Maybe the truth would finally come out. Maybe he would soon return home. Then, September arrived. Another hearing. Another witness. His name was Jay. The very same man John insisted was nothing more than a tenant, a chef, someone paying monthly rent. Surely this witness would finally clear everything up. The courtroom fell silent as Jay took the stand. Everyone waited. Then Jay looked toward John, pointed at him, and calmly said, "He was our leader." So, was Pastor Jeon Daegeun really the mastermind behind an international human trafficking network? Or did Canada spend nearly 3 years trying to convict the wrong man? We'll uncover what happened in part 2. Trust me, you do not want to miss this one. There is a lot to unpack. So I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.